Hello, my mighty Baboon. We are back in our Grim Dawn playthrough. We just finished the burial here, and today we are going to start our journey toward the next portal, Wightmire. Along the way, let's also try to progress in our quest. Alright, let's go. Let's teleport back to the Lower Crossing Rift. And this time, instead of going into the burial cave, we are going to directly turn to the right. What we see just below us is a second exit from the burial cave, so we are going to ignore that. And we are entering the old dump. What a charming place. This Gnasher should not be any threat for us. Now, there is a cave called the Putrid Den that should be around here. There are 3 possible different entrances to the den, and one of these can be here, just above where we are right now. But for this playthrough, it's going to be one of the 2 other entrances. Now, if we continue to the north, you can see the star in the minimap. It's going to be Farros, one of the 3 bosses we need to slay to complete the something for nothing quest. Be careful when you kill these little bugs. When they die, they leave a putrid mist that can inflict a lot of poison damage. And here he is. Hello Farros, how are you doing today? He's going to do a mix of ether and acid damage, but he should not be too hard to kill. Let's take all these magic objects. And let's see what we have. We are going to switch to an offhand instead of a shield as soon as we can, but this buckler is an improvement on what we currently have, so I am not going to complain. This club is interesting because it has acid damage, and it is going to be synergizing well with Ravenous Earth. But you know what, for the moment I'm going to keep the gun. I am sure we are going to find a better weapon soon. Let's continue. There is a potential second entrance to the Putrid Den around here. And it's not here. So let's go to the last entrance. It should be around here behind the house. And here it is. We are going to directly move out of the water, as this water is poisoned and is going to inflict this continuous damage. And as you can see, we enter our first dungeon with a modifier. Modifiers can affect us or the enemies in different ways and add some unpredictability to a dungeon. This modifier affects the enemies and make them more resistant to elemental damages, but less resistant to physical damages. It really has no impact for us, as we are mainly doing vitality damages anyway. Let's move to the south and let's deal with Puskill, the Hoarder. Be careful, he can do a lot of damages. And wow, Drain Essence is so bad. Look at that ridiculous damage we are doing. That's pathetic. But relax, take it easy, we are not in a hurry. We just need to take care of our health bar and make sure it does not drop too low. I just used a potion. And we should be fine. Finally, I got him. We get the burnout slightly cute buckler. I think it is a guaranteed drop from that boss. We're sort of up, so let's assign some points. I'm going to continue to add to the mastery bar and improve Drain Essence. And I just realized that although we did get Spectral Binding in the last episode, we forgot to activate that competence. That would have made our life much easier for the boss. Oh well, what can you do? A few words about attributes. Physics adds health regeneration and defense ability. Cunning adds offensive ability and some damage. And finally, spirits add energy and energy regeneration. Each items also have attributes prerequisite, so how you are going to distribute your points partly depends on what equipments you plan to use. At the beginning, as we are usually very energy constrained, I usually add points into spirits for the 10th level, and then add points into physics for the rest of the game. Cunning can be useful for some builds but not for ours, and I will only add points into cunning if we cannot wear some equipments. Now that we are back in the old dump, let's take care of the enemies around us. And as you can see, the energy we use at the moment is not sustainable. We would have to use a potion if we had to use Drain Essence longer. and that's exactly why I usually add points into Spirit at the beginning of the game. Let's now move toward the northwest, and one thing that you may note is that I do not rotate the camera. In this game you can rotate the camera 360, but I am a stupid baboon, so I find it easier to orient myself if the camera and mini-map is always in the same direction. Here we find our first totem. When you touch them, a lot of enemies with at least one boss are going to be summoned. Some of these totems can sometimes be tricky, but I would still recommend that you do them for the loot, because as you can see, there is a lot of loot coming out of these totems. Once again we level up, and I'm still going to put more points into the mastery bar. And let's see, we have unlocked a Hungering Reach, a chance for Drain to propagate to other enemies, and some vampirism. That sounds good. And now let's see the loot. Oh, by the way, the loot on the ground and the characteristics of the equipment might look a little different in your game, and it is because I use a small mod called Rainbow, and it basically helped me quickly identify what damage or resistance weapons or equipments do. So let me know in the comments if you would like to know how to install it. Still no offhand, so I'm going to equip this slightly chewed buckler. And this saw blade is interesting. Not because it does more damage, but because of the 5% casting speed. We are going to replace the Francis gun with it. We also have this amulet. It's not a great one, but compared to the one we have, anything would be better anyway. Alright, let's continue. And you know what, from now, we have equipments in most of our slots. So I'm going to disable magic items and only keep rare, epic and legendary items. Let's continue our way north. And there is a chance that around here, there is entrance to a cavern. Where is it? It should be here. Unlucky, it's not here. If it is not here, it's going to be southeast from here. As for the Putrid Den, there are several potential locations for the entrance to this cavern, and they are not displayed on the minimap. The entrance to this one is either far north or far south. We should be there soon. And here it is. Again, this is an optional area, and this is not a place where you will go if you were speed leveling or speedrunning Grimdown. But we have all the time we need in the Cairn. Nothing much to do in this cavern. We are going to find some bandits. And more important, we are going to have our first interaction with members of the second friendly faction, the Rovers. They are here, so let's talk to them. Please, stay your weapon, stranger. We're no outlaws. We were captured and put to work here in the mine. You're a slave here, so it would seem, and nothing is worse to a rover than being confined. We are part of a rover band that set up camp in a secluded part of Wightmire, hoping to avoid trouble, but trouble found us anyway. They captured 4 of us, but young Larkin and 2 other men who were here already died from overwork. I can get you to Devil's Crossing using a rift gate. A rift gate? Curious. I thank you for your kind offer, but we should return to our people out in the strand. So sweet, we get some rover reputation and some experience. We will spread word of your deed. So if you open the faction window now, you can see that there are the rovers here. And we can get reputation from them by killing Arkovian undead. We are going to meet some of them soon. Alright, let's go out of here. We are going to go the other way. Let's just grab this nut here. Oh, and I nearly forgot that we leveled up. Let's just kill these dogs. And we are going to have enough points to unlock Ravenous Earth. And you know what? I have enough of this Drain Essence. I am going to directly go back to Devil's Crossing and reallocate all my points into Ravenous Earth. Let's remove all the points in Drain Essence. That should not be too expensive.
Stay strong.
So first of all, I am going to put 1 point in Spectral Wrath. This is to get that sweet Vitality Resistance reduction. And I am then going to split the remaining point between the Mastery Bar and Ravenous Earth. Let's put Ravenous Earth on our right click. And this skill is fairly easy to use. Just click on the ground and a putrid volcano appears. It will eject these acid balls for a few seconds. And each of these does a combination of acid and vitality damage. So actually there are two simple viable builds for that skill. The first one is the one we are going to do based on vitality. And the other one would be a Necromancer Occultist that will focus on acid. We are back into Wightmire and we have one last thing to do. And it's going to be to unlock the Wightmire portal. As you can see, Ravenous Earth just melt all of the enemies. They are all smelting like there is no tomorrow. It is so much better than Drain Essence. Now, as you can see, this rift is a little different. We are going to need to cleanse it before we can use it. And doing that with Ravenous Earth is so easy that even an opossum could do it. We just need to continuously put Ravenous Earth on the ground and run around. And that's it, we have unlocked the Wightmire Rift. Don't forget to add a like and to subscribe if you like the video. In the next episode, we are going to finish all the quests in Wightmire and start the next area, the Foggy Bank. See ya!